21 on this Thursday morning, and President Trump continues with his America First trade policies. He wants to bring manufacturing back home, and yesterday he notched a big win. Apple announced a new $100 billion investment, and Tim Cook, the CEO, was there to make it with the president.
As part of the investment, Apple will build a 250,000 square foot server manufacturing facility in Houston. Facilities and jobs are also supposed to come to other areas across the country. For more details on this, we're hearing from the Hill's White House correspondent, Alex Gangitano. She's live at the White House this morning. Hiya, Alex. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So tell us what you know about this.
Yesterday here at the White House, we saw Apple CEO Tim Cook come in and introduce this new $100 billion investment. So that's added to a previous $500 billion investment, bringing Apple's investment to $600 billion just this year alone. And that's part of the president's push to manufacture more in the U.S., but it's also part of Apple's push to avoid some of these tariffs that the president has threatened on the company. We also know that, Apple CEO Tim Cook and President Trump has not always had the most friendly relationship. When they met here at the White House months ago, the day after the president threatened to slap tariffs on just the company alone. Now we're in this position that Cook came here, gave a gift to Trump even that was manufactured glass from Kentucky, saying that Apple's phones and Apple watches will be, the glass component will be made here at home in Kentucky. All things that Trump wanted to hear as a very cordial visit and part of, again, this whole push for more manufacturing at home.
So, Alex, let's listen to a soundbite from President Trump, and then I want to get your reaction to it on the other side.
Today, Apple is announcing that it will invest $600 billion, that's with a B, in the United States over the next 4 years. And this is the largest investment Apple has ever made in America and anywhere else. They're coming home.
So, Alex, we know the trade deals are being made with countries, but it's also companies, too. I think a lot of folks lose sight that these individual companies are having to make deals as well.
That's right. I mean, iPhones were made in China. Then Cook moved a lot of manufacturing to India and Vietnam to try to avoid some of these tariffs. Those countries have been hit with tariffs. So it's a lot of companies trying to navigate how to avoid these tariffs and how to strike deals with this administration in order to avoid them as well. I mean, it's definitely music to Trump's ears when he's saying even components of it will be made in the U.S. But of course, the president is pushing for Apple to make the iPhone fully in the U.S. That's up for debate if that would even be possible with the cost of what an iPhone is when it's made overseas. But we know that the president is really pressuring a lot of these companies to strike deals with him so that they can avoid some of these tariffs. And a huge American company like this is one of several to do it so far. And I think the president is eager to welcome more CEOs here at the White House to announce more deals like that.
One of the really interesting things is Apple has moved a lot of its manufacturing from China to places like India and Japan, and the fact that they moved manufacturing to India with these tariffs could be a little problematic.
That's exactly right. A company like Apple, to avoid what was expected to be tariffs on China even when Trump first came into office because of his China policy in the first administration, you move things to shift in other parts of the world. Now there's 25% tariffs slapped on India, largely to do with their purchase of Russian oil, and threatens to raise that. We also have Vietnam being faced with under 20% tariffs, but still a substantial tariff. So this is all changing the global landscape in general. And companies, I think, are faced with, do we figure out how to bring down price points to manufacture here at home any way we can, or to even have parts? I mentioned the front of our iPhones and our Apple Watches, that glass component will be made here at home. How much can they do just to avoid these tariffs? And that was all part of Trump's plan to begin with. When he was selling us these tariffs, the messaging was that manufacturing can be done here at home, and he wants to see U.S. jobs making these products that we all rely on.
Yeah. With materials, some of which aren't always available in the U.S. So something else to watch as these trade deals continue to get done. Alex Gangitano live at the White House for us this morning. Alex, we appreciate it. Of course, for all